Are you thinking about moving soon? If you're thinking about moving soon, you're going to want to stick around and watch this video as we're going to concentrate on the differences, the positives and the negatives between new construction and resale. And you're going to get after it
right now.
If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to get those market updates into Tampa Bay area.
My name is Debbie Diaz, and this is Andres Diaz with the Diaz Group at eXp Realty. We get calls, texts, emails every day from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you make that smooth move to Tampa, Florida.
So in today's video, we're going to concentrate on the pros and cons between new construction and resale homes. We're going to start off with new constructions, and let's start off with the positive.
Okay, so new construction, what is there not to love about new construction? Probably everything but the process, right? New construction is going to be a brand new home, so that is going to be like getting that brand new car with that new leather smell.
So I'm going to say the first positive is the modern look, the modern feel, the modern design.
Yes, and just having everything brand new appliances, brand new flooring, brand new carpet, all of that
They say new is new, right?
They do.
So going back to the design and being new, big positive is the technology, right? The homes that are being built today are going to be more energy efficient than the homes that were built 20, 30, 40 years ago plus, what have you.
Right, like we are in an older 1970 home, and one of the first things that we did when we got into this home was replace all the windows because they were single pane. We would shut the front door and our curtains would actually pop out because of just like the gust of wind. So definitely having energy efficient windows.
The air conditioner is going to be higher seared, most likely. Depending on the contractor, they're doing different types of things on the roofs and the ceilings inside for insulation.
Right. A lot of the new communities right now are those ultra Wi-Fi communities too. So you've got these smart homes with Ring doorbells and the Nest thermostats.
So number two is going to be technology.
Yes, that's definitely going to be a pro.
Yeah, the thermostats, the doorbells, actually you could open and close your garage door, lighting, all kinds of different things that you can do nowadays with the smart homes.
Right. So aside from that, I want to say one of the biggest things that people go towards new construction is not having the headache of having to change out roofs, changing out your AC. Everything's brand new, so you're going to have warranties with these items.
So most new construction companies will give you a 1 year, let's call it bumper to bumper, basically anything that happens inside the house, and most of them give you a 10-year structural. You're coming out of pocket big. For some people, it's all they have in order to get into that home. So those unexpected repairs it's a big problem for some.
You can go to bed at night knowing that I've got another 20 on this roof.
You got 20 on your roof, you got 12 on your AC, you're going to have 12, 15 on your water heater. You're going to have nothing to worry about for quite some time.
So another thing that a lot of people that are going into newer communities are liking is the amenities that you get in these new communities. So if you've got kiddos and you want that community pool or basketball courts, dog parks for Fido to walk in, a lot of that you're going to have in most of these new master plan communities. Of course, that does come with a fee, but we'll touch on that with our negatives.
And then the biggest incentive of all for new construction is going to be closing cost incentives, rate buy down incentives. Most of the builders today are doing anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000 towards closing cost incentives. Some of them tell you can use some of that towards buying down your rate. So even though I don't think the rates are super high right now, historically they're not. Some people are still sticker shock about the rates between 2 years ago and today. So we're able to help you use that closing cost incentive to get that rate down maybe a point or a point and a half or so.
Yep, so that way you're getting into a monthly payment that you are more comfortable with. So those are definitely going to be the positives of new construction.
So and let's say you're a VA buyer. If you're a VA buyer, zero down, right? And then you have this closing cost incentive of $10,000, $15,000. I've literally had people get into a house with $70.
Yeah.
Like,
And or even getting
a
a
check
check
back.
handed
Yeah.
to them at closing by the new construction.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a positive as well. Alrighty. So now let's touch on the negatives of new construction.
Unfortunately, one of the big negatives is that most of the new construction now is being in these big master plan communities. And most of those big master plan communities are going to come with HOAs and CDDs.
And if not one, they're definitely going to have the other.
Yeah, some people tell me, oh, I don't want nothing to do with the CDD. Okay, well, when we find you that, most of the time the HOA is going to be a little bit higher, and vice versa. So that's the negative with the big master plan communities. The other thing is what? Construction.
Oh yeah.
Construction. So
dealing, especially if you're in one of those first phases in a community, you could be dealing with another
Flat tire.
1, 2, 3 years of hearing dump trucks and cement trucks. And us being realtors, I want to say last year in maybe a 3 or 4 month span, I had 3 plugs in 1 tire. So you could be dealing with a lot of not only noise, but just things like that, possibly getting a flat.
The contractors now are doing a good job about building in
Cleaning up,
phases. So they're not releasing homes all over this community, right? They kind of do it in phases. But yes, if going new construction, you are going to have that period where maybe the homes right around your block are going to be built. So most of the time, I would say that's a 3-month. They're all going to be built right around 3 months, but depending on the community, it might be at the beginning, and then they may have to drive by your house to get to the other phases that they're building at that time. So that's going to be a con, right? What's another con? The lack of
Choices.
Okay.
So COVID really changed a lot when it came to new construction. They were unable to get certain items, so they kind of did away with, hey, going to the design center, picking out your paint, your tile, your color of your carpet, because all it would take is one thing to not be available for X amount of months, and it held up the construction. So a lot of the builders went to, hey, if I can get 20 trucks of gray tile, we are getting 20 trucks, and guess what? Every house is getting gray tile.
So now they're really building a lot in packages. So you go to a builder and they'll say, okay, we have package A, B, C, and D, and this one comes with white cabinets, gray tile. The other one comes with brown cabinets, tan tile, what have you. But a lot of the new construction now is coming with these predetermined packages. There are some, we're starting to swing back a little bit, where some builders, depending on if you're doing a to-be built or a what they call quick moving, kind of
You might
depends
have
on
a
that. You
little
may have a
more.
little bit of choices now. Just
Right.
kind of depends on the level and the
Yeah,
time
more
frame.
of your higher end builders are still going to let you choose some add-ons.
So another con is going to be completion time. You're going to have to wait. Quick move-ins are normally within 3 to 4 months.
Correct.
That's what they consider a quick move-in, where you're really not picking anything, what have you. Some builders have that, some don't. Some are to be built. Those are the ones that you may have a little bit more choices on, but you're going to have to wait. Most builders are between 8 to 12 months.
Right. And another thing too may be that you're not getting the exact house that you were looking for, because let's say you love to be on a cul-de-sac and you want that pie-shaped home, but only this house can go on that pie-shaped home, and it's already been permitted for that home. So a lot of times if you walk into a community and you're like, hey, I love this model and I want it on that lot, they've already got a house selected and permitted for that lot, so you're kind of stuck to what choices they have available as far as those inventory homes.
The other con that we're going to talk about is some fees. The builders have builder fees. Generally, they're 1% of the build price, and then there may have some other fees in there as well. Now, those fees are going to be higher. A closing on a new construction is typically higher in cost than a closing on a resale. So, again, on the pro side, we said you're getting some of that incentive money. regardless that you're having some of these builder fees, they're still not gonna be, you're still gonna come ahead with the builder incentives. So let's just say $400,000 house, you have an extra $4,000 in builder fees.
But you're
But
getting
your
10
incentives
to
are 10,
15, right.
You're still gonna be ahead. So that's gonna be one of the biggest negatives, if you will. Another positive that I wanna go back on is on new construction, it's gonna be open to all types of financing.
Correct.
You're going to be able to do a conventional loan, you're gonna be able to pay cash, be a conventional loan, an FHA loan, a VA loan. They're gonna be very open to any type of loan that you're capable of obtaining.
securing. Correct. So another thing that could be a negative with new construction is at times these communities are coming up so fast, and there might be a community across coming up, a community behind it. So we're seeing, especially out towards the Wesley Chapel, Zephyr Hills area, where there's just a lack of schools right now. The homes and communities are coming up so fast that that's going to be a common concern. Is, are the schools going to be overcrowded?
So what we're seeing is that these schools in these rural, that were rural areas may have had a low grade, and now these new communities are coming in, so you're gonna have to give it about
3 years is usually what I tell people.
for that
'cause-
turnaround to really, that new community to come in and bring the,
Right, because no school ever just opens its doors on day one and they are an A+ school. You got to keep in mind that you're bringing kids, students from all over the country. You've got kids coming from New York, from California, from Mississippi, all moving into this new area. And then you've got teachers who are coming from, they could be coming from different counties as well. So it does take a little bit of time just for these schools to build up their grades and get to that A, B, C status that, you know, some people are looking for.
so that brings up another con. Another con might be the commute. Depending if you work from home or if you work, let's just say you work in downtown. Those new construction communities are usually going to be in the suburbs about 45 minutes from downtown. So the commute to the airport, a lot of times those new suburbs are going to be 40 minutes from the airport. So that's another negative that you might want to keep in mind. And that's pretty much it. I do want to remind you of one thing. We as agents can represent you with new construction, and we actually, that's the majority of our business. We represent buyers with new construction. It does not cost you a penny extra, but if you ever go into a model center or if you call one of these new construction companies, you're going to want to tell them, they require you to tell them the first time you ever go there that you're going to be represented. They just don't want agents coming in, sneaking in the back end and say, oh, okay, we helped them and getting paid. So it's not going to cost you a penny extra, but please make sure you register us or your agent with you
On that first
visit.
Yeah, and that's definitely another set of eyes and ears to help you go through this whole entire process. Because you have to remember, the builder's rep is looking out for
The builder.
correct, and we are going to be looking out for you.
So let's move along. Let's go on to resales.
Yes, to resell. So we're going to do the same thing, positive, negatives, and let's start with the positives on resales.
So the first positive is that normally resale communities are established communities. You're going to drive in, you're going to see the landscaping, mature
trees,
oaks.
You're going to have shade, nice green lawns, just, yeah, mature landscaping.
Different color homes, a little bit more variety
Yes.
of colors, if you will, just because they've already been through the repainting process or something like that.
A lot of times too, when you're looking at resales, you're gonna find that the previous owner has made some upgrades. Maybe they've already put in some new vinyl planking or put that new roof on.
Yeah, that extended lanai,
Right.
that pool, that, you know.
For sure. Because you're not gonna get that in new construction.
New construction does not come with a pool anymore. 99% of the companies are not doing pools from the start. So that's a huge one for us in Florida.
Right, and no builder fee. So those fees that he was talking about, like 1% of the loan on the new construction, you're not gonna have that with a resale. Another positive is that you find that house you like, you can close in 30 days and move. and not have to wait for that 3, 4, 5 month build time.
Yep. And then you can choose the schools of your liking. You like a school, well, now you look around that area. So that's a huge one as well.
Yeah.
Another one is you can purchase a home warranty. I don't know if that's a pro or a con really, but you can purchase a home warranty. The positive is you can do it. The con is you're going to have to pay for it, or you're going to be able to negotiate it in the
contract.
Offer in the offer.
There you go. So let's talk about some negatives to resales.
What are negatives to resales? Well, one is that you're outlying a lot of money to get into the house, and things could go wrong. I mean, if you have let's just say a 13-year-old roof, you're probably going to have to replace it within the next 5, 6, 7 years. If you have a 10-year-old air conditioner, you're probably going to have to replace it within 2, 3, 4 years.
So you know that you're going to be putting money aside for that day when you are going to need that new roof or that new AC. And especially if you are, let's say like FHA, you're an FHA or a VA buyer, your choice of homes is our inventory is already at an all-time low. So let's just say I wanted to be in Lake Magdalene. I want my kids going to Lake Magdalene Elementary. And guess what? No houses are on the market in Lake Magdalene. So inventory being low can really, is definitely a negative.
I feel we're going to have an inventory problem for a very long time. 60%, so over 60% of homeowners currently have a 4% or better interest rate on their homes. That's going to keep a lot of people from selling their homes. So that's going to keep inventory low, I feel, for a very long time.
Yeah. So let's talk about our house. 1970, we came in, we wanted that open floor plan. So tearing down walls, removing linoleum on the floors, actually 3 layers of linoleum, taking down that popcorn ceiling, wallpaper, things like that. But if you are a fixer-upper, you may enjoy those things.
Or you have a lot of contacts.
This is true.
Yeah. So that's great. With that being said, not all resales lend themselves to every type of loan.
Correct.
If the home has peeling paint around the windows,
and you are a VA buyer,
you can't get it with a VA VA loan.
That VA appraiser is going to
They're real picky about peeling paint around windows. Just different things. So what happens is when certain sellers go list their home for sale, if they feel that it's going to have an issue with this problem or that problem or that problem, they may just say, hey, we're going to take cash
or conventional.
So it kind of limits the opportunities for VA and FHA buyers a little bit.
Right, so that's just going to bring us back to that low inventory. If you are looking for a resale and you've got a certain area that you're trying to stick to or certain schools that you're wanting to be in, that can definitely be a little tricky. I mean, we've had some clients wait up to a year just looking in a certain area wanting to be in a certain zip code. And when that home does come available, then you are dealing with probably
inspections and
you're dealing with probably 20 other people that want that same house.
Multiple offers.
So now you've found the house that you want in the zip code that you want, and you're probably going to be paying a little bit more than what it was actually listed at, only because again the low inventory is bringing just multiple offers.
And what everyone is accepting now is what they call an as-is offer. And don't look now, but I have another video where I explain the type of offers that we make. And what they're accepting now in resales is 90% of the time an as-is offer. So you don't really expect anyone to fix anything that's not considered a major issue. So those are pretty much our pros and cons of new construction and resale. Please keep us in mind if you have any desire to move to the area, you need eyes and boots on the ground out here, or if you want to go look at some homes in the area, we would love to show you the homes, help you through the process, and advise you through the entire process of getting approved, seeing the homes, making an offer, getting your inspection set up, and getting into your new home.
Yep. I think that's going to wrap it up for pros and cons, or positive and negatives for new construction versus resale.
Make sure you like, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. Please make a comment if there's any homes or any videos that you would like for us to provide you with. And the number one thing we ask you to do is give us a shot, give us a ring.
Yes, send us an email, give us a call, shoot us a text, because we would love to help you make that smooth move.